What's up guys, what's going on? Welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. So before I start this video, I just wanted to point out that I will be talking a tiny bit about spoilers. So if you haven't completed the story yet, I strongly advise you to skip this video and watch it only when you've done so. It's just so that I don't, spoil anything for you. And I hate to be the guy that just like kind of ruined your playthrough of the expansion because it's so good. So this video is going to cover exactly what you can do or what you should do once you hit level 80. So I've just recently hit level 80 myself. I've spent the entire week basically playing the expansion, and now I'm finally max level. I finally finished the story, and I can finally complete all those tasks that I'm going to list to you. So first thing first, what you should do is you should go and complete your role action quest line. So it's essentially there's like four different NPCs. They all have their own storylines. They start at 70 and they go up all the way to 80. It's one quest per 2 levels. These replace the traditional quest class quests that we usually get. This time around it's role quests. They are located in the Crystarium. The actual storyline from the expansion will introduce you to those NPCs. Now it's up to you to complete the storyline of those specific NPCs. Now once you've completed your role quests, if you are far along into the story of the game, you should arrive to a location called the Tempest, which is where I'm at, and you should be able to unlock through the course of the story this NPC here called Gernald, I think his name is, or Gernald. Yeah, Gernald. So once you talk to him with the quests for the storyline, you can talk to him again. If you talk to him a second time, you get access to your class specific gear. So this is kind of like the the traditional every expansion we get a traditional class look for every single class that we have. In this case, I am a gunbreaker, so this is gunbreaker gear. So I recently just got it. So essentially, they're going to give you 5 items. So the entire left side with the weapon except the waist. So it's actually 6 items, sorry. So all of these are level 430, and they just are there to give you a head start. So once you start grinding the dungeons and so on and so forth, you're at least able to like cope with the damage or deal a little bit extra damage that way. So once that's done, what you want to do is you also want to unlock the remaining dungeons. So through the entire course of the game, you're going to unlock a bunch of dungeons, obviously. But once you reach the end game, you're going to be able to unlock these 2 specific dungeons. One is called the Twinning. The other one is called Academia and Anider. Academia Anider is located. The dungeon itself is located here. Here, in fact, no, that's Amuro. Anyway, it's located here. I think it's here. Yeah, right there. It's located here. So once you've completed once you want to unlock this dungeon, is you want to go to Yulmore on the ground floor outside of the city. So once you're all like the shanty town, there's an NPC there, a Ondo, that will give you a quest to go and talk to the people here in this building. So once you go into that building, they will unlock to you. They will give you the quest to go to the dungeon, and then you can go and do it. So that's the first dungeon you want to do to unlock your extreme roulette. Then there's a second dungeon. That one is a lot easier to get to. It is inside the Crystarium. You teleport to the big crystal in the Crystarium, and then you head north a tiny bit outside of the immediate area of the crystal. There's going to be an NPC there, a guard of the Crystarium. They're going to tell you that they're they need you to inspect a part of the crystal tower that's filled with monsters, and then you just talk to whoever you need to talk to, and then you unlock that dungeon. And once you've done these 2, that will unlock to you the daily expert roulette, which you'll need if you want to grind Tombstone of Goetia. So, once you've unlocked that, there's also the Extreme Trials. There is a Wandering Minstrel, again, inside the Crystarium. This time around, he's, again, right outside the Crystal Aetheryte, but he's not to the north where the guard is a little bit further north and then to the west. He's right there. He looks exactly the same as he used to do in the source. You talk to him once you've completed the story and you're level 80, and then you can just straight up unlock the next two extreme primals. Unfortunately, there is no 80s primal. I'm assuming it's going to be because it's going to be the next one they add in the patch. It's usually the way they've been doing it with Stormblood and Heavensward. So they usually go with 2 extreme primals right off the bat, and then they add the story primal. That's the very last boss of the expansion. They add that one as an extreme primal. Usually it's the one right after the 2. So you'll get, for example, the third extreme primal in Heavensward was Torden. The third one was Shinryu for Stormblood, and this one around is probably going to be 80s for Shadowbringers. So that way you can unlock these, and you can start. Once you've unlocked all of that stuff and you can start grinding, you can finally start spending those Tombstones of Goetia that you've accrued here. So you can finally start spending those. And to do so, you go to Yulmore inside at the big crystal. It's not in the immediate vicinity. There's a bunch of vendors around the crystal, but it's not there. It's a little bit further in. There's like a big counter with a bunch of, you'll see like tons of people probably like huddled around 2 NPCs. One of them is the Tombstone vendor. You go talk to him and you can unlock your 440 gear, including weapons and accessories. And then if you talk to the other vendor next to him, it's called the Token Exchange vendor. You can actually unlock your get your Primal Extreme gear. So you get for Titania, it's the weapons. They are 450, and then you can get the accessories 450 as well. These are from Innocence. So yeah, there's that. Around the crystal of Yulmore, there's also a materia vendor. You can talk to the guy there. You can start grinding to get your materials slotted into your new gear that you just bought or got from the Extreme Primals. Then you can also ask that NPC to meld that stuff into your gear. And then once you've done all of that, don't forget that there's still the level 80 job quests that you have to do. These are located where you last talked to the NPC related for your quest line, depending on which job you were playing. For me, the Gunbreaker was located in Mordona, so as soon as I got to 80, the first thing I did is I went to Mordona and I completed my class quest. So that one doesn't give you any gear. In fact, it gives you like a bunch of materials, but the big thing it gives you is the title. So you get the Wandering Vanguard title for completing that quest as a Gunbreaker. Now, obviously, every job is going to get its own titles, and then. What you can do once you've done all of that, if you still want to do more stuff, there's still probably the side quests you didn't complete that you can go back and complete. Quick reminder that if you complete them, you can complete them on your main class that is already level 80, so which makes them that much faster to complete. And once they're completed, you can go and right before you turn it in, you switch to another class that's level 70, and then you can get that XP for that specific class, allowing you to level a side class that way. So once you've done that, don't forget there's also the fate system. The fate system here. So the fate system, the way it works is I strongly suggest you at least reach rank 2 in every single zone. I still haven't done the zone I'm in right now, the Tempest, so that's why it shows at 0, but I need to do that. Once you've done the fates, they allow you to get to rank 2. They allow you to buy with the gemstones here. They allow you to get the scroll of riding, which means you're going to be able to ride, at least if you're not flying, you're going to be able to ride that much faster on any mount to reach an equal amount of speed to the Fenrir SDS, which I have here. So the SDS Fenrir, by the way, is the fastest ground mount in the game before you get the riding scrolls. As soon as you get the riding scrolls, every mount reaches that same level. But before you get the riding scrolls, the SDS Fenrir is the fastest mount in the entire game on the ground. I don't strongly suggest if you have the money, it's always worth it to grab it from the cash shop. But it is not a prerequisite for anything. You don't need to do it. If you farm the fates, you only need 6 fates to reach rank 2. You need 60 fates to reach rank 3. You only need 6 fates per zone, and then you can buy that writing scroll. So you don't need to do any more if you don't want to, but I strongly suggest at least trying to maxing them out. It also helps you to level your side jobs, so your other jobs, so you might as well do it. And there's various rewards you can get, probably minions, I'm assuming, and a bunch of other stuff. Then there's obviously the hunt. I strongly suggest you try and get yourself a hunt link shell or crossroll link shell that will allow you to teleport around in between either different servers, or at least in your own server, teleport around and complete all the hunts. They will give you nuts for the Nutsy clan, I think the name is, and they allow you to buy minions and other things, as materias as well. So if you want to buy materia, that's another good way to get materias without having to spend money or anything. You just complete quests, hunts, and then you get the rewards, and then you just do it. There's your daily hunts, there's your weekly hunt, and then there's the rank A and rank S hunts that you can complete. Once you've done all of that, there's even more. There's a trust system. Now the trust system, I kind of forgot exactly where it's located here. I don't think I have it around. Like, I'm not sure where it's, like, I might have seen it and just skipped it around. But essentially the way it works is, there it is. So once you reach level 80, all your trusts restart to level 71. So, and from that point on, instead of leveling with you through the story, they are leveling with you through dungeons. So you have to grind them up, and once they reach level 80, they're at level 80 forever. But what's great is that they allow you to run your dungeons on your own. So if you are playing at DPS, for example, it's really, really cool because you get basically instant queue. You don't have to wait for anybody. You can just get in. Obviously, you get less gear per dungeon, but it is a good way for you to, as you're trying to level them up, you kind of forget that you're doing a bunch of dungeons repeatedly, and then that levels your side jobs as well. So it's a good way to get that much extra XP, and you also get that extra bit of lore for each dungeon, and just like the dialogues in between the NPCs and stuff. And you get to choose which NPC you want to bring with you, and you get to level them all up to level 80. So that's also pretty cool. So yeah, so that I believe covers basically everything you gotta do at level 80, or you can do at level 80. Now, obviously, there are your other jobs you can level up. As I previously mentioned, there's crafting, there's gathering, there's a whole bunch of stuff to do once you reach max level. But that's like for your main job. These are all things you can do. There's also a quick reminder that if you complete, for example, I completed my role quest. So if I were to level another tank, I wouldn't need to do another quest for that role, right? The role quest has already been completed on my Gunbreaker. So if I level up like my Dark Knight, for example, I can just go at level 78. I can just go into and talk to Gernald here, and he's gonna give me my gear, my Dark Knight gear, right away, my 430 gear. So that's also pretty cool. You don't have to redo a quest line. Keep in mind, though, that if you do complete every single quest lines for the roles, so for example, I would strongly suggest you to level 1 role at a time, and then just complete like each and every role first, and then start getting duplicates for that role. So what I'm saying is for example, as soon as you're done with, like, for example, tank, try leveling a healer to level 80, and then try leveling a range DPS and a melee DPS. So once you've done all of these, they all give you their role quest, obviously, to level 80, and the very last, and once you've done all of those, there's a fifth role quest line that opens up to people that have completed every role quest before. So that's like a special storyline. I don't know what it does yet. I have no idea. I don't think anybody's done it yet, because it's, the game hasn't been out for that long. So definitely keep an eye on that. Maybe you might discover there's a pretty cool reward in there. I don't know. It might be a mount, might be a title, might be a pet, might be nothing. But who knows? It might be something super cool. So yeah, keep an eye on that. have fun with the game, guys. And yeah, that was another video. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really, really helps me out. And don't forget to check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/ShinoSeven. I stream every once in a while, mostly in the evening. This week being different because I'm in vacation, but usually it's pretty much every evening at 6 p.m. I stream a bunch of JRPGs as well as Final Fantasy XIV. So I really hope you guys enjoy the content. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.